Hello. How are we doing?
We're doing well. I've finally got my new microphone.
We can hear Al in full Dolby surround sound.
Yes, we do.
Or at least, well, we'll see. Unless he ends up having technical issues, but that's never happens.
That is never going to happen. And what are we looking at?
How
today?
is everyone doing? First of all, who have we got?
Yeah.
We got one viewer. I bet you that's Stephen. It's either Stephen or Rich.
Let's hope it's Stephen, because we've got to see what he's thinking on the EU.
Let's have a look. First of all, let's have a look. Actually, let's have a look at the news, because we are going to have we had the FOMC minutes, which moved things around yesterday, as far as I know. There he is. He's the man, the myth, the legend.
Yes,
absolute gentleman.
There he is.
So we had the FOMC minutes, and those came out last night. Then we've got some Aussie news overnight, and then nothing really happening until initial jobless claims coming through this afternoon for the USD. Everything else is low impact, and then we've got some more Aussie, and then pound and Japanese yen tomorrow. So I would say it's a relatively technical morning for now. If we look at the strength scores,
let's do that.
Yen still looking very, very strong. Dollar has lost its strength. CAD is also showing some weakness. So potentially, I know you don't like those yen pairs, but the yen pairs might show us some opportunities.
I'm really looking for those longs on EU or GU. EU. I think EU. I'm looking for the long. We took. Yesterday was a little bit difficult, just with some of the price action. It was so annoying, because as soon as I took out my trade, it hit where the take profit would have been, and then it absolutely smashed it down. So, yesterday was a little bit of hit and miss. I lost around about $300 on the day. Not too bad. I'm not complaining. It could have been a lot worse, or it could have been a lot better. But it was you paid to play. We got the Richie boy.
There he is.
Man, the myth, legend.
Here he is, Mr. Wells himself.
Yes. But I think we will look for push up, to be honest, and that's what I'm going to be trading.
Bearish dollar. So just wanted to start off looking at gold. Yesterday on the Fiverr stream, I had this trade here on the I think it was on the 1 minute. I ended up closing it as we pulled back down, and sure enough, it was the right call. Basically, just looking at price action, how it played out. I was looking at it this morning, and I was trying to see, why did price react off here? And as I go back and I look, we've got an inside bar, an engulfing candle here, which doesn't look like much, but it's taken out an order block. So it's already a stronger area there because of that, right? It's actually where I had that trade the other day. But then if I take it further back, look what else it is. It's an engulfing candle that didn't hold, and then there's another one here. So actually it ended up being a really powerful zone. So it's just giving me something to consider. My strategy works, and I know that it works, but I think part of my problem is that with everything that's been going on with Alpha Beta Lab and with Trading Live and all these different things, and trying to find trades. I'm finding trades, but the problem is I'm not doing a full analysis as I normally would have done in the past. So, last year I would have done a full analysis, top down, properly gone in and properly marked out these zones. And actually I probably would have seen this zone as an interesting one. Now, because it was 7 p.m, I might not have caught it, but it would have at least given me a better understanding of price action on that gold, and I probably would have, maybe actually looked for shorts down to this area instead of trying to get into some longs. So I'm at the moment I'm trying to see if I can maybe analyze my approach a little bit better and revisit my old checklist that I used to have. I used to have a little paper checklist where I'd tick things off and say, right, are all these things lining up? And if they are, then that's going to give me the highest chances of success.
I think you'd be pretty surprised as well that just play with this idea that even if you didn't do all of those things, your first initial analysis on the market, the cleanest, has normally been pretty good. The reason why maybe you may feel like that as well is because you're doing quite a lot of things, especially with alpha beta, and then you're trying to also push trades. If you get rid of those little trades, the ones that really harm, the ones that get into the revenge trading stuff, you get into really good positions. But also it's the take profits as well. You just solve that. I don't think even the checklist will even help you, because when you come in and you see the setup, you get in, and that's exactly what you've got to do. So that's not even the problem. The problem is the amount of trades that you get in between those good trades, the ones that are actually causing you to like trade your P&L. You get rid of them. That's what you've got to think about to get rid of them.
Totally. Rich is saying he can't hear the background news. Not background news, background sound. How's that, Rich? Let's see what Rich says.
Okay. It's now.
It's just stopped. 100%. Okay. All right, there you go, Rich.
That's what I think.
So we are.
If you wanna go and do your checklist and all that, and checklists work. I'm
I think
doing stuff like that, but I think you've got already a good, strong ability. It's the trades. Trades in between all of those, and the little.
And do you know what? I was thinking about it last night. The best trades that I've been taking lately have actually been on stream. When I've not been on stream and I've not got somebody else talking to me, somebody else kind of saying, "Hey, hang on a second, what are you looking at?" And saying it out loud, that seems to have really impacted me in terms of my success rate. So there's that element, but the other thing as well is I think I just need to be more structured and more rigid in my approach. So at the moment, what I'm doing is I'm over managing those trades. So rather than saying to myself, right, here is my setup, this is what I'm aiming for, I'm being overly optimistic with my TPs, and then I'm over managing it. That's part of it.
That's the problem.
I'm thinking, right, it could go this way. And long term, if you look at my TPs, yes, price does eventually go there before after some bunch of price action. So I'm trying to get these huge big ones, whereas actually probably what I need to do is I need to sit back and say, right, okay, my strategy is going to be this, and I'm going to be going for 5R or whatever it is, and set. And as long as price, the market charts suggest that that's achievable, then I go in that way, rather than extending the TP and saying, oh, it could go this far, and then it comes back on me, and then I end up over managing it and thinking, oh, I could have hold it, I could have not. I've got to be more rigid.
Understand the asset that you're trading, and what I mean by that is the fact that if we were trading like equities, crypto, anything like that, then that would be the way. You just put it in, and it moves. But FX ranges so much and chops up so much until it actually makes a move. So especially if we're on the 1 minute and the stops are on the 1 minute and the risk is taken off the 1 minute, then it needs to be 1 minute targets. It needs to be if not 1 minute, 5 minute or 15 minute targets. But if you're doing an area of 1 hour, 4 hours, we're gonna find in between the trade that it's gonna get sticky, and it's gonna come back on us faster, which could take the stop loss before it actually moves our way. So that's what we've got to be careful of if we're going to trade FX. But I've had a couple of issues this week as well with micromanaging positions. You know, I've moved stop losses and all kinds of things, and trailed them, even though I say I shouldn't be doing them, keep doing it. So we do have those are the things that would really, really make the difference, I think. The execution for both of us is very good.
Do you find when you're making those decisions to put the trails on and everything else, are you doing that as well when you're on your own trading? Or
everything that, yeah. That's all. It's all obviously what you see in the Fiverr streams. The majority of the time, I'm taking those on my personal account as well.
Yeah,
majority of the time. There are times where, or on a live prop firm account, there are times where I'm not trading that because maybe there's a payout waiting, or maybe you know there's news coming out and I just don't want to get in. The majority of times are the same way. Like yesterday, the way that we were talking about on the Fiverr stream, that was the way that it was getting traded on the account, which was quite annoying because if I would have left it, I would have got the TP. So this is a quite interesting move. I think we're going to find a push up. I'm trying to get long. Because I do think we're going to actually push up and we're going to start taking these areas out. And I want to be aiming really for that 200 EMA. Now, I'm not going to get into a swing position aiming for that, but I want the momentum to be on my side so I can get into some, you know, intraday positions and take out these places. The ideal place would have been to get into already through this morning, would have been something like that, and then we would have already been laughing for the day. But unfortunately, I was faffing around with this blinking microphone, so I didn't look onto the charts until now. But that is the moves I'm looking for. I'm looking for higher on euro and pound. Like all of this doesn't look like it wants to come down. It looks like it is just like a flag, like a break, retest, continuation type of trade. So that's what I'm looking at. Gold, say no more, you know, say no more. You got like, there's nothing really to say about that. If gold is, if I would have traded this right, I'd have been a very, very, very happy fella because I traded this. Where was this move? This was the move that I was trading, and it was aiming up to there. I shorted this first, and then I got that wrong. I remember I got that wrong, so I switched biases, put my stop underneath that, got taken out, and then it just blew up. Again, you know, little things, little mistakes like that can cause, you know, a lot of lost profit.
Just looking at the Dixie. If you look at that's on the 4 hour.
Yep.
I mean, we've just come to this area here of support. If we're going all the way back to what, December, right? Where we've got this support here. Now, it was previous resistance. There's certainly a cluster of buyers and all sorts sitting here. If I'm looking at that, that looks really, really bearish.
Yeah, it just looks like it wants to come down a little bit more.
I mean, if you look at the EMAs coming together there, and then we've still got this gap down to the 200, that looks really nice for sells, which adds to your bias of EU long.
Yeah. That being said, there's still a little bit more to go before it touches them EMAs. And on a daily, that means, you know, we can have another. And again, what is that? That's already touched. So that is on the
That's
5,
the 8 hour.
5 hour.
That's the 8. That's the 5. That's the 4. That's the 1. We're still calculating it on the 1. There we go. So the 1 looks nice for sells. Looks really nice for sells. But looking at this is giving me an idea as well, actually. And I know we've got on ABL, we're going to have the CET training modules from the legendary Daniel. And it's just got me thinking. I might try and find some time to do a bit of back testing just to see how his CET method works with the EMAs, whether they can add in some confluence, because his works very well on the higher time frames when you get the 4 hour, and I just wonder whether that might tie in with when you get these bunched together and then pulling away again, again presenting some opportunities. So yeah, it's just
definitely worth looking at it. Definitely.
Let's have a look. This is GU. Yeah, see, GU's.
I can understand why Rich would want to go short here.
Yeah,
I would definitely understand why he would want to, because it would be like the break, the retest, coming back into the center of the range, continuation down. The only thing is,
good to see you, Drasko. Hey, Haresh.
I'm not feeling it. I really don't feel the short there.
Yeah,
that is not out of anything technical, because remember at the start of the week I was saying I would love to see price come down to here before we get a push up, and I'd love to short this area and this area, and we've just been stuck in here. So it's just, I don't feel there's something. Feels like a little bit dodgy shorting in that area, but that's just intuition from me. That's anything on a technical side.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if we have anything going further back. There's nothing really sitting there. You've got, well, actually, you have got this. This is actually a decent area because it's tapped in a few times with a few engulfing on the 4 hour. So I could see Rich's idea for sells being in this area here. So this one. So on the 4 hour, taking it in. So if we come into this zone, if I drill it down, yeah, again, I'd be looking for something around here for potential sells. We've broken these highs here, broken this wick with a big impulsive move up. Yeah, I could see us certainly coming for this area here potentially. That one there. That would be a nice area to sell. Rich is a dodgy trader.
I'm going to put the link in the Alpha Beta group if anybody wants to come in and just say hello. I've sent it to Rich, but I think Rich is going to be a little bit busy. But if anybody wants to go into the day traders room, then you can pop in and say hello. If you've got a camera and stuff, come in and say hello to us.
I've just got a message from Stephen saying the music is too loud and that Rich is just deaf.
Yeah, I thought so.
There we go. Let's do a compromise. How's that, Stephen?
Yeah, I'm looking
to
12633.
Let's have a look. Yeah, that's exactly where I am looking as well, Rich. So yeah, selling from this area here. So Rich, not Rich, Stephen. Stephen's saying he would sell from around this area, something like that. Which looks decent.
I think we're all looking at those areas. What area was that again? What was the
2633. If you take it to the 4 hour, you'll see it.
Yeah, you're looking at selling that, these highs here.
Yeah. I mean, if it was me, Stephen, I'd be putting my stop losses just above these, if I'm honest, because this looks like strong. Well, I say that, and then I open it up on different time frames, and I then see a bunch of liquidity. So, less convinced. Well, actually, no, that looks all right. That looks nice on the 22 hour. The 22 hour looks convincing, albeit these two EMAs coming up. That's slightly worrying. I don't know. See, this is why I don't like GU at the moment, because you got weakness in the pound and you got weakness in the dollar. This is why I don't like the look of them. You know, the price action doesn't look nice. I wonder if there's anything on the Aussie dollar, US dollar though. Let's just have a quick look, because we've got a bit of divergence there on them. Let's see what that's looking like on the 4 hour. We've broken above the 200. So that's looking like we could be going further long, yeah. So actually I could be looking at longs for Aussie dollar, US dollar. I could see this continuing up. So this would be a nice one, certainly on the current daily candle. Where would I get in? Let's have a look. Where would I see price coming in at?
Let me show your screen. Yeah,
here he is.
Yeah, that boy. There we
There's
go.
the man.
That's what I'm
the
talking
man, the myth,
about.
the legend. There you go.
That's what I'm talking about.
No yuck today then, Stephen. No work.
Hi guys.
How you doing, mate?
I thought it. Yeah, in about sort of half an hour or so.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got another meeting at 11 as well, so we can't probably be on air for too long. But I really do want to get into this. No, we've got another meeting. We've got a different meeting.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. But yeah, I'm looking at this. Take it down to the 15-minute. 15-minute on Aussie dollar, US dollar.
Mm-hmm.
Where would I see entries? I could see entries here on these lows. I could see potential buys in there. Other than that, where else can I see buys?
Hey, you've jumped away from EU and GU since they joined in.
Yeah, sorry, mate. I was just you know, the reason why is if you look at the strength scores, right? The pound is already showing some weakness anyway, and so is the dollar. So that's why it feels like it's hard to say, like, for example, you were saying, where do you put your stops? I think that's one of the reasons why, is because there isn't much, there's no divergence between them. But if you look at the yen and the Aussie dollar, they're showing some strength at the moment. So I'd be looking at UJ or Aussie dollar, US dollar. Aussie dollar, US dollar just feels a little bit less risky, because we all know what UJ can be like. I'll open up UJ. I mean, UJ's doing what UJ does, which is just going nuts.
I'm rather stupidly in a GJ short, and I hate
GJ short.
Yeah.
Do you know what? GJ short, if it's anything like
savage one, GJ is a fast one, fast move.
Yeah, it might not be my best decision of the week.
That's UJ. UJ, I would maybe look to sell from here. That might be a nice area to sell on UJ. But just going back to Aussie dollar, US dollar, it's just trying to see where would I get in. And I'm just trying to see where can I find an area of interest. This one looks interesting here. So it could just be a bounce where this has become was resistance and is now support. You know, somewhere in there.
I'd be worried if it came down under that low and started pushing underneath that low. For me, that would be a worry. But if it holds onto that EMA, which is the top of that, the high pre-break, that's also a high pre-break. We'll wait for him to turn his let's underpants on quickly, man.
It's a ghost. It's a ghost.
But I think that Australian dollar long, that's actually not a bad looking trade, to be honest.
Rich, I've got to ask you, what is that breakfast you're eating?
Yeah, Rich is eating there's some Instagram stuff.
Yeah.
All right, what's up, guys?
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, how we doing?
It's a bit early for you, Jonathan.
A little bit of light can do, honestly. That Aussie dollar looks really good to go long.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And that's why the strength scores, they, they're there for a reason.
Yeah.
And the Aussie dollar is showing strength.
That is exactly what I'm looking for EU to do. Literally, the same. It's the same. It's the same momentum, same pattern. Well, it looks worse on EU. EU looks a lot weaker though. But even on GU, that's what it's looking to do. So it's lagging behind, but because it's lagging behind, it gives a bit of opportunity. Yeah. That's what I'm looking for anyway.
Yeah, but Aussie dollar is showing strength because of the news that came out. I'm not seeing what it was at the moment.
Stephen, we haven't heard what I want to hear. Was Stephen, give us your outlook, mate. Honestly, because you've been here. Give us your outlook. What you're looking at
on which pairs or just in general?
Yeah, whatever you're looking at on the day. Yeah. Share your screen if you want. And,
I don't know how to do that, to be honest.
Down at the bottom on StreamYard.
Leave studio. That would do.
In stream.
Oh, present.
There you go.
Share screen. Oh no, how do I know which monitor I'm going to share?
Yeah.
Yeah, we might have an interesting surprise here. Let's see.
Be careful what I share.
Yeah. And I woke up with another cold. This is just incredible. Like
another one.
Yeah, incredible. Like last one was like 2 weeks ago.
So Stephen, the moment you're sharing, that's sharing your YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
That's sharing.
We might want to try that though. We can have like that infinite mirror effect.
Jonathan, man, your voice, dude.
Sexy, isn't it?
It is. It's doing it for me, man. It's doing it for me. It
depends.
Nice. Well, okay. While Stephen shares that, I want to just open up. I want to open up my screen here, and I'm going to show you. Look at this. I've been in this trade now since the beginning of February, and it's looking pretty good. We got NCD CAD here, finding that high time frame low here. We got NCD USD, nice break and retest here on the daily. Got 3 positions on in this one.
Right play. Those are
gonna be adding on that breakout. I really like the idea of just getting in at the high time frame levels and then just holding. Look at this. Look at AUD CAD. This is absolutely running. So we're gonna be adding to this position today probably.
Do you know what, mate? I love the idea of swing trading. Just love the idea you can have put positions on and just sit back, relax, just wait and just watch them.
You love the idea, but you can't do it.
Yeah,
not something I've ever got to work yet either.
It's just not.
Currently, if I close everything right now, it'll be up like 6% on the month, which is like minimal work, on EG. On EG, it's gonna hit that stop loss most likely. But I'm in with this on 0.12%, so it's like...
Oh, look who else is with us.
Oh, there we go.
Rich.
Got the guy. Everyone.
Richie Rich.
Look at that hair. Look at that nice hair. love it.
Must be windy down there.
Yeah, it is.
All right, Stephen, we got your chart up.
Yeah, finally showing the right screen. There you go. That's what I was looking at this morning. So I was looking for GU long.
Oh, that's nice. That is nice.
On this 15-minute chart, but because we had these two here, it didn't break higher. I was cautious, so I waited. And obviously, it's gone without me now. My other concern was the New York high here was very close.
Did you get into that trade before the breakout? Like, is that the entry on TradingView here? Is that your actual entry? So you're kind of like anticipating that breakout.
That this is where I would have entered there,
right?
But I didn't this morning. So we got the Asian range, and then broke above the Asian range in the London session. So I would set a pending pullback order here with stop loss below there to go long, targeting previous week high or previous day high. But I didn't enter it because you can see I failed to break here because it had 2 equal highs here and here. It came down before I was on session and then it didn't break above that before coming back down. So I was unsure about it. And my other concern was the New York high was here, this blue line, which I thought it might come up to and then come down, and then I could consider getting in. So I'm not in that one, unfortunately.
Yeah, this is a really clean shot. I must just say that, like this.
I said this to Stephen so many times. I just look at his charts and I'm like, why are they so clean?
It's messy now because Alex has made me put these EMAs on that.
But you know, there's yeah. Without the EMAs, it looks better. If I'm going to be honest,
it's even cleaner without that, isn't it?
Alex definitely has a bad influence.
He does. So it
I gotta say, like the trend lines. You know, the trend lines, the horizontal levels, the way you have the sessions on, and the midnight open, the daily high, and things like that. Yeah. It's a lot of different information at once, but it's like it definitely makes a lot of sense.
Possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
So all we'd have is Asian session here, and it breaks above the Asian session, pull back, set a pending long to the previous day high, stop loss below midnight open or whatever, but it's got to be at least 2 hours. That's not a trade for me anyway.
Are you looking at like weekly, monthly open?
I do have them on there. Not open. I have previous day high, previous week high, previous month high.
Right. Okay.
And then the session levels.
But these are indicators you've got, aren't they, Stephen? They're not things you mark out manually, are they?
Yeah. I copied them off Peter in the ABL team.
Yeah, the Spaceman BTC key levels. That's
Spaceman
the one.
And ITC. Yeah.
Yeah.
That one.
Spaceman BTC is a really good indicator with all the open levels.
Yeah, Spaceman does all the previous day highs and everything and stuff. So it gives you some good ideas of where.
Would you get? Are you looking to get long bill in GU?
I was looking at DXY, and it was Well, first of all, you can see this one here that's the New York high from yesterday, and it's reacted straight away this morning on that EU one, so that's something else. But DXY I was looking at, I've got a general down direction, but it still had space to go down to the previous day low. So that would give EU and GU momentum up, obviously. But what happens when it comes down here was my question. So I didn't enter GU or EU today. In hindsight, EU would have been a nice one, but it is what it is. And then I just go through all the pairs like that. I entered this one. Oh, that one's doing quite good. Hey, Euro pound again for the third time this week.
Yeah, God, man, I've seen. It's been quite choppy as well, though, a little bit.
Well, yeah, you can see I've highlighted it here and wrote on messy range, but that was after I entered it. So we'll get rid of that. So again, it's the same. You got the Asian session here. It's broke below. I've set a pending order on the pullback, targeting the previous day low. And obviously we're in a general downtrend ish, sort of. It's a bit messy. I did the same yesterday here. It just broke below the Asian low here. I set a pullback order, put a short. So the cat wants to get out. And then that went to about 1 hour on the 100k high stakes account, and I took that 1 hour because I had concerns it was going to turn at this wick here, the circled one. So rather than risking that, I just took my 1 hour here, and as it did.
That's a good call by the looks of it.
Yeah, so I was lucky to get out there at 1 hour on that one.
Yeah.
And the day before was same again. Asian
I
session.
remember that movement because I was looking for a long on that movement, and then when it did that equal high off that EMA, I was just like,
you said about straight off the 100 EMA, wasn't it? Yeah,
that was a disgusting move.
I was very worried about that one because it was quite close to my stop loss.
Yeah, wow.
But it worked out fine in the end, so it's all right. And with Alex's EMAs, you can see it's in a nice downtrend generally. It's flattening out a bit now, hence messy. So once this one gets to 1 hour, I will pull the stop loss, either to minus half hour, which would be about there, or to break even, and then just see what happens. And that's it. That's my view.
I think I'm getting long off EU from where it's at now.
EU, it's pulled back into the Asian session.
Back into a nice.
Down
Could
to
just be
EMAs.
taking the highs of Asian session and then going for the lows. To be honest, but
Yeah, there's
I'm
quite
not
often a reaction at the midnight open, New York 12 o'clock or our time 12 o'clock.
I've just added to my AUD CAD position. I keep adding to this one.
AUD CAD long.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I would have taken that one there.
Yeah.
But I haven't got the room to target anything above.
That's why Jonathan's swinging.
Yeah, it's currently about 90 pips above my first entry, so I feel quite comfortable starting to, you know, add to this, because if we do have that breakout, I do feel
if you're
have a big
swinging,
move.
You've got this nice 35 pip all the way up to here. So you've got plenty of room
My-
to go up.
My target is
the 4 hour.
91.75.
91.75, all the way up there.
Yeah, so it's above
Still level.
120, like 100 pip above.
Oh, you've got this level here, haven't you? 91.8.
Yeah.
There's a rejection level there, so just below there would be good for me on the 4 hour chart. This is or any of these.
okay. There you go. I got my.
I wonder
two
what
positions.
we're gonna see on EURUSD, because I you know,
I've just
looking at
double back into
Double?
right on. No, I entered a little bit on the 50, and then I entered a little bit on the 618. This is basically the trade, so a little bit here and then a little bit on the 618 right there.
But don't you guys feel like in the current environment where we have EU, it's just very difficult to make any sense of it on the lower time frames? I feel like it's extremely choppy. It's just all
A little
over
bit
the place.
choppy.
It's,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a little bit choppy. It is a little.
Because
It's hard.
There's so
Harder.
many levels that price can interact with. You find a good level, and then it front runs that one, and you realize, wait a minute, hit that level instead. You know, there's just so many levels to play with, and in that scenario, I'd rather just, you know, stay out. Because if you look at the daily on EU, it becomes, you know, fairly
for me,
clean, but
it looks long for me. I don't know with my.
yeah, definitely. I mean,
eyes.
what I see in EU is a typical accumulation range, but then it has to confirm. We have to have that break above, you know, 1.05 at least, you know, to have that confirmation. But if that happens, I mean, we're looking at a potential, you know, 300 pip move to the upside. So I think once that level breaks, I think we have a good opportunity to look for, you know, strong trending moves on EU. Rich, can I ask you a very important question, slightly personal, but still I feel like it's very important. I feel like the viewers here really want to know. What did you eat for breakfast?
Basically, what is this? So this is all organic. It's not cat sick. Not today. Not on Thursdays. This is organic muesli and organic granola mixed together with a little bit of milk. And back on the Whole Foods.
What makes it organic, Rich?
The price.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. Now I went through this like 75 hard and just ate Whole Foods for 75 days. Lost 14 pounds. Felt amazing. My resting heart rate was lower. Everything just improved. And then Christmas came, and the German markets, and fast food and takeaways, and it was just like, you know. Can I share something quickly on the screen? I give Alex an insight into what I see on EU. Like I really like the trade, but I'll show you that there's a tiny nuance to it. It's something that I'm a bit cautious with. Let me show you this.
That's a good
I
level.
definitely like. EU looks disgusting now. It's done that.
Yeah, GU on the other hand. So
EU looks really nice, but EU is just
So
yeah, it reacted from the New York high. It's dropped since then.
Yeah, this.
And it looks like it's got quite a lot of momentum to take out the other side of the range.
I'm interested to hear what you have to say here, Rich, because like I've just explained, I feel like it's very choppy. There's level all over the place. So it would be interesting to see what your view is on EU.
So let's just consider nothing in the market other than momentum. And we're just looking at who's in control of price. Is it buyers, is it sellers? And when do we get that switch between buyers and sellers? Now, we can see this morning that they've been fighting for control. We sort of pop up above this high, we push in, we drive down to this low. I'll draw on my charts, I love doing it. Once we get to this low, we can confirm that we've now got like a lower low. Always get these back to front, but like a high, low, 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 whatever it is. We can see that the market's now trying to go lower. It has no business getting above this high. In fact, it tries many, many times, then finally drives under this low, and we think that's it. We've got the movement now. Everyone who sells this, fantastic position. Market does the dirty and runs and just rallies to the high side, taking out absolutely everything. So anyone who was short in this leg, thinking we're definitely going lower, they're on the wrong side of this trade. Like, or potentially when we get this candle closed, they'll be looking at this saying, do you know what? Actually, maybe this is a better long than it is a short, which brings in traders like Alex. Love the idea of getting long here. We've got this, beautiful drive up to the high side. We've got this pull back. Looks like we can get a fib retracement from here to here. Market comes in, bounces, goes higher. Now, what I don't like about this trade is this. If we look really careful, and we just look at the 5-minute price section in here, and we just look really, really careful. See this wick? You got drives up, comes up higher. We've already put in a low here. We've already put in a low here. If we jump to the 1 minute, and I know the charts get a little bit noisy on the 1 minute, and we have to filter through a lot of the noise, but if I just pull this stuff off and jump to the 1 minute, this would make me cautious about this trade. This is the price action that we're looking at. Can we see that order flow on the 1 minute has already changed the moment we push break close above here? We've confirmed that we've got a higher low, like right here in this moment. So anyone who's sitting there going, yeah, boy, look at me, I'm selling the break and close under this level. Here's your retest. Can you see here? This is the opportunity for everyone to start piling out of shorts and going, maybe this is a better long than it is a short. We push break this close, everyone lets go of the trade, the market pushed to the high side, which explains the volume to be able to take this high. The problem is the long you wanted, in my honest opinion, sat here, not here. I'm not saying this isn't profitable. I'm just saying this is a slightly lower probability, because in my mind, this here was the juice to bring the market to the high side.
I think that makes a lot of sense. But if you stay right there, if you look at the level where you saw where you had that breakout, you said like that's the breakout at around the 745. Yeah, look at that. That's an immediate retest right there. So that that's the break and retest. The retest that we're getting right now, that's not a naked level. It's not a clean level. It already had a break and retest on the 1 minute, and that's one of the reasons why, if I'm going to be entering on a break and retest at current price, I want to make sure that the level I'm buying is a completely clean naked level with
like it's a fresh level, right? Like it hasn't had that interaction. So what moment would this become a oh, hang on, let me just get rid of this. I've just fat fingered my chart. What moment would this become a break and retest? If we actually ran through and look at the moment we confirm a higher low, which would be here, is it here? Are you saying actually momentum has now shifted? We've broke closed above here. This has put in a higher low, or you want me to run this forward? I'm curious. Like, at what moment would you say?
No, again,
that's the
again the let's say the break and retest trade on the 1 minute is already played out and is already finished, but the break and retest trade on the 5 minute or the 15 minute is still in play. That's what I'm playing. Now the
but the thing is, a fresh but a fresh level should be a fresh level on all time frames, even the 1 minute. Otherwise, it's not.
I don't really agree with that. No, like if I pull up my,
I'm gonna see if I can find the statistics on this, but I do have some statistics on this, right? And the first retest of a fresh level where there's no immediate retest, even on the 1 minute, has a significantly higher chance of having a reaction than if it has an immediate retest.
Like I would say that the cleanest level out of all of this kind of price action is probably around there, probably a little bit lower. It's probably around there. So I agree that it isn't really it isn't really the nicest levels at all, but you've still got this consolidation. You've got all of this volume in the middle, which is the point of control, which is also, that point of control is also a pretty strong level of all of this volume. There's tons of orders, a ton of consolidation. So yeah, I agree. It would have been nicer to get a retest of that level and then a straight push up, but it has just retested the point of control mixed in with all of these EMAs. And then again, I'm happy to take that as a break and retest as well. But
yeah, on a 5
I get where Rich is coming from.
Like you would never take a trade if you don't take this. This is a clean 5-minute chart. It was just an opportunity to go down to a lower time frame, which has a whole bunch of noise to it, and saying like, hey, what do you think about this? Like, has a lot of the volume going like already gone from this? I like what Jonatan says. I think that's really hard to quantify, like a clean level compared to a noisy. I done a test ages and ages ago, hundreds and hundreds of trades, and I scored all my trades between 5 and 10. And I said a 10 is the best Mona Lisa you've ever seen. 10s don't exist. So it was between 5 and 9. 5 is terrible, 6 is a little bit better, 7 I'm kind of like okay, 8 I like this, 9 let's go put the farm on it. And I scored all of my trades between 5 and 9, depending on how confident I felt in the setup. Now these were all trades I'd taken. It was over 200 sample size. I squashed all the results down where I couldn't see the result, and I went back to the trade candle by candle, and I scored it. I actually found all my 9s, 8s and 9s, my best trades, they lost money. We're talking 70 trades lost money. I was like, how does this make sense? My main profit was made on my 5s and 6. I'm like, I don't get that. Why is it the worst looking price action, the most tested levels, the choppiest, the most consolidated price action? Why is it that is the areas that price often comes back to? I'm like, I have no confidence in them trades. Effectively, what Alex is trading right here, I would put in that camp. But over time, I've learned to love that messy consolidation area. So it almost seems like the more a level is tested and messed around with, when price finally drives, it seems that that's the most reliable. And that's the closest I come to backing that up with any kind of data. But if you've got any insights like external to that, I'd love to hear it, because that's what I'm effectively still trying to figure out within my trading is what's the difference between a low quality setup and a high quality, or are we overcomplicating things? Should it just be a simple break and retest?
Definitely think we overcomplicate things. I think all the more that everything gets analyzed, the more people are looking at that, and I think the more the probability that it's going to go the other direction. I think a lot of people, everybody's saying sell EU right now. Everybody's thinking it. And this type of price action as well, if we're having a look, if we don't know if it's going to go up, we don't know if it's going to go down. But if I take it on a higher time frame as well, I'm taking from this leg, I want to find out where price has found support. So we've taken from this leg, we're at the moment on a higher time frame support. This is a level right now, we're in a level. You can see all of these highs, you've got these highs, we're in a high time frame level. We've already shown that we want higher prices because we broke out of this range right here. Also, if we look on the overall trend, it's already shown us it's not going to go down. It's already done that kind of it's already gone and done that kind of price action, the reversal type of price action. So if I'm looking at this now just for an intraday trend, do I want to be shorting really in higher time frame support? Not really. So if I was going to take any kind of bet, my only bet that I would take from here would be long. But that's what I'm thinking.
So just to go back to what we talked about with the fresh levels, so I did some testing when I was trading my 4-hour system, and I used a break and retest, and I wanted to only buy the first retest, right? So as long as there's a first retest of a level, and I remember going down and looking at fresh levels. So what's the difference between a fresh level that is fresh even on the 1 minute? And to explain what that is, you can look at I believe this one is a good example where there's a clean thrust candle. starting well below the level and closing above the level with no retest between the break and retest. So this is the actual first retest even on the 1 minute. And I tried this to see if it was a first retest on the 4 hour, it had around 30 to 40% win rate. But if it was a completely 100% clean level, it had over 60% win rate. So there was a big difference in win rate depending on if it was a fresh clean level on the 1 minute and higher or not. And you only really have to look at the 1 minute, because if it's a clean level on the 1 minute, it's going to be a clean level on all time frames above. I'm trying to find the statistics on that, but I can't find it because I got so many backtesting spreadsheets here. But it's interesting to see. So you could look at a level like this one, right?
Also true.
That is a nice thrust candle right there. So you would look at this and you would say, okay, that's a good looking breakout right there. And you would want price to go like this, right? But what you see is it has that immediate retest before moving higher, and then the retest comes. And this would be a lower probability of that actually being the first test, because the way I see it is you have the breakout and then it retraces and gathers momentum, and that's the real breakout. And the level that broke has
like we'd be sitting there watching 1 minute charts going mad. Like, think how many fake breakouts we'd be taking. Like,
what do you mean we do? Do you know how many fake breakouts?
No, but if you look at so let's assume you're trading on the 4 hour. Okay, so you're gonna trade on the 4 hour, and there's not gonna be a lot of clean breakouts on the 4 hour, right? So you find the opportunities on the 4 hour. When you find an opportunity on the 4 hour, let's say you go into the 1 minute, and if it's a clean breakout on the 1 minute, then it's good to go on the 4 hours. So you don't start at the 1 minute, you start at the higher time frames. It depends on how you're trading, right? But I do feel like there is some edge in finding those clean levels. Like here, for example, you have that level right here on the 4 hour. So you want to go into use the replay tool here, and then look at what does that level look on the 1 minute. Let's go to the 1 minute. That's a clean. Well, so is that a clean level? Example, yeah, I would kind of say. I would say it's a kind of clean level.
Cleanest level I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, and then we'll see what happens once it get retested. It should have a pretty good reaction once it's actually tested. Does it get tested? No. Okay, let's see if it actually does get tested. Look at that wick. That's the test right there. Reactions like that usually comes from the clean levels, in my opinion.
So let's just put all of this. Is the EU going long or is it going short? Someone tell me.
That's all he wants to know.
That's all I care about.
I think EU so
Trump right now.
I like EU for long on this level. If you look at that green line right there, I quite like it, and it looks like we're potentially breaking this. If we can break this downtrend here, I'm thinking potentially see a move like this. The problem is though, I'd like to put a fib on this whole move, and then that's just, I'll hit the 50 right here.
So I took the fib actually from higher up.
Yeah, because you can probably go in and, I mean, there's
by the way, guys, you know, all of us have got to be in a meeting.
Yeah, I'm going to
fly. Not all of us, but definitely
all four of us, other than Stephen for now.
I've got to go to you.
I thought this was the meeting.
This one.
Yeah, so Alex, which way to trade?
Well, it's going up. It's back in profits now. So this is real happy.
From the midnight open level, the New York midnight open level.
I know that was.
What are we thinking?
That would have been
what are we thinking about E?
I'm going to dip. I'll see you in a bit.
See you, Rich.
Bye-bye.
What did you say, Stephen?
I was just saying it's reacting from the New York open level, which was also a reaction level from 7:15 last night.
Mate, if you would have taken like a nice little cheeky short there or put an order there, that'd have been a lovely trade. Right, we're gonna have to close up, guys.
My Euro pound went okay though. I've closed out at +1R.
That's it. We're killing it. ABL was killing it recently. But there you go, guys. Thank you very much for joining us, and for everybody in the audience.
I might have a shave next time.
Never. You shouldn't. Definitely.
I could have
the longer the beard, the better, Stephen.
the longer the beard, the better trader.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Jonathan's
guys,
forgotten to pay his electricity bill.
Yeah, see you later. Bye. Bye. Nice one, guys. Thank you very much.